Hey, welcome back to today's lesson. Today, my entire screen just went away. Let's try that again. Take 2. Today, we are going to talk about areas and volume of a cylinder. So I can find volume of a cylinder. Okay, so the volume of a cylinder is a product of the area of the base and the height of a cylinder. So volume is saying how much can fit inside. So it's always going to be base times height, but in a cylinder, what shapes, right? Think of a cylinder, any cylinder at your house, cans, whatever it may be. What's the shape of your base? It's always going to be a circle. So what's the area of a circle? The area of a circle is pi r squared. The height is h. So here is the volume of a cylinder. It's pi r squared times height. R is radius and height is, well, the height. So here's what we're going to do. Find the volume of the cylinder, round your answer to the nearest tenth. So always write the formula down. V equals pi r squared h. You get pi times 3 squared times 6. Don't forget order of operations. You get 9 times 6. So you get 54 pi. Right? And pi is, you can use 3.14 for pi. So when you do that, you get 169.56, but because it says to the nearest tenth, you will approximate that. That simple means approximation, 169.6. Don't forget units, meters cubed. Okay, so I'll give you guys some time to write this down, but while I'm doing that, I also want to mention, if you guys are struggling with the big ideas, if you guys are struggling with it on your own, it's very important for you guys to reach out for help. Some of you are not doing so well on the big ideas, not doing so on your own, yet I haven't heard from you at all during this remote learning. If you're struggling with it, stop by one of the Zoom sessions, talk to me on Remind, talk to a friend. I want you guys to have ownership of your learning. If you just get things wrong, you're not learning anything. So there's no point in you even completing the assignments if you're getting it wrong. Okay, there's no point, right? So if you're getting things wrong, ask for help so that you learn from your mistakes and you grow in that area, because I don't want to have this. There's no point in you doing it if you're just going to get 20%, 0%, 40% on your homework, right? If you are, reach out for help, and I will always help you during normal school hours. Mrs. Pianta can help you. I can help you. We're here to support you guys. So please reach out for help that way. Okay. So why don't you guys do 1A and 1B using the formula? Be careful with B because this is the diameter. So what is the radius then? Okay. So just use that to help you out. Okay. All right. Next example is same thing. Find the height of the cylinder, right? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So as I said earlier, this is why you have to write out the formula every single time. V equals pi r squared h. So let's plug in everything that I'm given. I'm given volume. Volume is 314. Make sure you read it carefully as it says here. So 314 equals pi. What's my radius? You see how this is highlighted with this entire area? So that means the entire thing is 10. Radius is half of that. So it's going to be 5 squared h. Okay, so now let's solve. Let's simplify a little bit. 5 squared I know is 25. So I have 25 pi times height. Well, and I'm solving for the height. I want this variable by itself. So how do I get it by itself? Well, you would divide by 25 pi. Divide by 25 pi. So when I plug this into the calculator, you have to be careful. You have to put this bottom in parentheses for order of operations, or else if you don't, you will get the wrong answer. I don't want that to happen to you after all of this work you did. So make sure you put the bottom in parentheses. When you do that, you get 4 is equal to h. If you didn't use parentheses properly. Okay, so for what? 4 inches. All right, so next example looks like we're doing this as well. How much salsa is missing from the jar? Okay, well now let's take a look at this one. This is an interesting problem. Well, what's the I'm trying to figure out how much salsa is missing from the entire jar. So I have to figure out the volume when it's full, right? So when the entire thing is full, how much salsa is in the jar, right? So let's find the volume of the full one first. It's pi r squared h. So my radius is 5. When it's full, how much salsa do I have? I have 10 centimeters worth of salsa. So my height is going to be 10. My radius is 5. So I have 5 squared times 10. 25 times 10. And you get 250 pi, which is approximately, I'm doing it on my calculator, I get 785 centimeters cubed. Okay, so now let's figure out how much salsa is inside right now, right? Doesn't my radius change? I don't think my radius changes. So my radius of my new volume is still going to be 5, but what changes? My height. Right? So now current, V, volume of my current, is going to be pi r squared h. Pi, my radius we said was 5. Still, my current height is 4. So you get pi times 25 times 4. You get 100 pi. This I could do in my head. I get 314 centimeters cubed. So that's how much salsa is in there right now. How much is missing? Well, I take this minus this, and you should get how much is missing. So the total amount of salsa that is missing is, I'm going to just use a calculator, is 471 centimeters cubed missing. Okay, so once again, if you didn't understand what I did, pause this video, rewatch it. If that still doesn't help you, ask me for help. Okay, come by today's Zoom session or come by tomorrow's Zoom sessions, whatever you need be. Reach out for help and I will be more than willing to help you out. Okay, so now do on your own number 2. Okay, number 4, about how many gallons of water does a water cooler bottle contain? How many gallons? Okay, well, let's figure out the volume of this thing. It looks like a cylinder, so I'm going to do 5. V equals pi r squared h. V equals pi, my radius is going to be 0.5, right? Square, my height is 1.7. See, this is why I would say calculator is your best friend. If you multiply all 4 of those numbers out, you get volume is equal to 1.3345 feet cubed. But what is the problem asking? The problem is asking how many gallons of water. And you're like, well, how do I convert that to gallons? Okay, well, I'm trying to figure if 1.3345 feet cubed is X amount of gallons, right? And this is equal, oh, well, look at this. I'm giving my conversion rate. 1 feet cubed is equal to 7.5 gallons. Okay, so now this is proportions. Hopefully you guys remember from pre-algebra how I get from one side to the other. If you don't, you could always cross multiply, right? You could do cross multiply like this. You get X times 1 is equal to 1.3345 times 7.5. X is equal to 1.3345 times 7, and you get 9.3415 gallons cubed. Okay, so why don't you try number 3 on your own? If you need help, reach out for help and I will be more than willing to help you out. Afterwards, fill out your level of understanding, and here's a helpful video linked right here if you still need more help on top of this lesson. Okay, so hope you guys are doing well, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.